Well, hello everyone. Let me make sure my audio is working before I get going. It looks like it is. So hi Hex. That's why it took so long actually getting to the game screen, because I was trying to fix all that nonsense. I don't know what the heck is going on. I can update all the titles. I hit go live, it reverts to my last stream for whatever reason. I do not understand it at all. But hello. It has been a week. Yesterday I started with the pop tire. That literally happened before work. Then today I got those replaced. $180 later for 2 tires. Good God, that is way too much. But I finally got my 4-wheeler that I inherited from my uncle. I finally got it working properly again. Though I think it's gonna need some replacement parts, but it's running for now, so it'll do what I need it to do. Yep, we are finally stable on Linux, so no more need to go back to Windows, except for maybe one thing, but we'll deal with that when it actually comes to it, because yeah, I'm only really keeping it around at this point for Grand Theft Auto 5M. So I'm trying to figure out how to get that to work on Linux, or get a separate Windows box so I can totally separate things. But we'll deal with that later. But for today, and most likely tomorrow, I guess, we're gonna be doing Final Fantasy quests. As I have not been in this game for quite some time. I am a full patch behind at least. I still haven't done any of the Alliance raids, so we got a lot of story to go through there. And yeah, we just got a lot to get through. So, and I'm going on call later this week, which is kind of ironic, because I finally get everything stabilized or set up exactly the way I want it, to where I can make my thumbnails and all. And I go on call for a week. And that was on top of being on a bit of a impromptu hiatus, just because my mental state was complete garbage. But we're back. I think I'm about mentally okay. OS is okay, so we're gonna put through paces tonight. No mods, because Yoshi P has apparently brought down the hammer on that. Oh God, I need to make a video on that situation. But yep, here we go. We are going to start patch 7.3. So without further ado, let's go. We have the upset citizen here. Ooh. Cute Miko. Scanning port 9. Heritage found. Okay, so really we need to be going here. Okay, so let's go. Alright, X, if the title still hasn't updated, try refreshing, I think. It should have updated by now, but if not, please let me know, because then I'll need to bonk with a hammer. Oh. Hold on. Oh. I was trying to get to the back room through the front door. Silly me, what was I thinking? Disquieted citizen. Finally got my hands on a Neo regulator, and then came this close to crashing into a hovercargo. The day I become endless can't come soon enough. I only hope I live that long. Oh boy, I do remember every single person in here has been effectively duped by this whole, oh, you can become an endless, just get this. Like no, you're not becoming an endless. You're getting duped. Yeah, you head to the back room. Yeah. Ah, Kryl. Gluja. It's been a minute. Ah, Aha and Alpha no patrol the city, while Eorzea and Eorzea continue treating Levin sickness and those injured in the attack. I shall stay here to help coordinate the efforts, so I suggest taking the opportunity to get some rest. We just got done taking rest. We don't need more, Kyle. I couldn't fight them. I couldn't even get my authority back when it was stolen. So what good am I? We need to find a way to be more useful. Shall I? If you have a moment, Ray, Geode wants to take stock of the current crisis. Oblivion may be lacking in the finer details in certain areas, so we'd like you to lend your perspective to the conversation. Very well, I shall tell you what I know, and give what advice I can. Is this voiced, or... Sorry to drag you into our meeting, but we need to get a better handle of the threats Alexandria is facing right now. Not at all. Much has happened since the state funeral, and a clear idea of where things stand would be beneficial for us as well. First things first then, let's discuss the state of the machine malfunctions. Every single sector report instances of sentries attacking citizens without provocation, and vehicles suddenly becoming unresponsive to controls. And while these malfunctions were resolved fairly quickly, they nevertheless resulted in a considerable number of injuries and deaths. But you haven't heard anything new about the incident since then, right? Right, no additional reports have been logged as far as I know. That's the good news. Then what's the bad news? The bad news is I tried to take control of the soldiers when they started hurting people, but they wouldn't listen to me, even though I have the king's authority. Once things calmed down, I was finally able to make them give up their weapons, but if it happens again, I don't know if they'll ignore me like before. The King of Resolve's authority is about the highest there is. Who is this man that can override it with such impunity? Calyx. He lived in the age of the Storm Surge, as I did. Oh, alright, this guy. I want to punch him in the face, but I can't because he's digital. Lest you forget, he was known for his advancements in electro technology, and it was he who established preservation for the purposes of furthering his research. The wasting disease which afflicted him, however, was said to leave him scant years left to live. He must have chosen to undergo conversion into an endless, that he might continue his efforts into the present day. Preservation's early goals seemed noble enough, exploring treatments for Levin sickness, designing Everkeep's core systems, that sort of thing. Why harm the people he was ostensibly trying to help? I do not pretend to fully understand Calyx's motivations, only that he appeared incensed when he saw what he saw as mankind's failings. He asserted that the strategy of adapting our species through generational succession was outdated, that evolution now requires us to forsake bodies of flesh in favor of eternal preservation. We've already seen how he's employed the simulant to convince Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope for survival. Eternal life is assured for the 5,000 who register the Neo-Regulators. But this is merely one part of Calyx's greater plan. He wants the key to interdimensional fusion. With that relic in his possession, He will draw ether from the reflections and expand his efforts to create endless 1,000-fold. If we meant to foil Calyx's schemes, then it is our only option is to determine where he's hiding and put him down. Which, unfortunately, is easier said than done. I've been scouring the terminal we found in the depths of FFXIV, but I've failed to uncover even the slightest trace of his activities. Give me a little more time, though, and I'm sure I could sniff him out. I'll help you. Make sure to give the king's authority. That'll definitely help. While Eorzea and Shale are working on that, I think I'm going to take a look around town. I want to make sure no new problems have cropped up, as well as search for any information that might lead us to Calyx. You're welcome to come along. Another malfunction could happen at any time, and I'd be glad to have some brawlers at my back. Leave that to me. Count me in. Raha and the others are helping Oblivion patrol the other levels of the keep. So, shall we stick to the streets of Solution 9? Sounds like a plan. Thanks to you two, I appreciate the company. I have to speak with the city's administrators about bringing the Lands Guard. I want our soldiers around to protect those who are moving to Tuliolal. Alphino and Alice will be joining me for the meeting, so the three of us can cover that sector as soon as we're done. If I may, I'd like to join Ray's group as well, if you'll have me. Of course. You appear to be capable mage. The more mouths to ask questions, the merrier, as long as you're aware of the danger. Thank you. I'll do my best to not be a burden. I actually like Sphene. I'm more worried about you, Geode. Don't do anything stupid. You'll change your tune once we get back with the goods on Calyx. Then the drinks are on you. Come, let's continue this outside. Alright, listen, there we go. What's Shale and Eorzea saying? Good luck with your patrol and take your time. We can do without Geode until you're done with the old sort. Sorry, just when I think I've internalized better manners, talking with Geode brings back the old bad habits. Return to the default position. I wish I could grow up faster. There'll be so much more I can do when I'm bigger like you. Now, kid, don't grow up too fast. Believe me, you don't want to grow up too fast. Alright, now let's head on out. I will do my utmost to ensure the happiness of Alexandria and its people. The city looks as though it's regained a sense of normalcy. Alas, the people will not soon forget recent events. You kidding about that? So, I need just a second here. I'm drinking a little too much water, so one moment. Okay, now I'm back. Now I just need to make my gamer subs. It's just not a complete gaming solution without a little Sakawa splash. Look, one more second. Am I mute? There we go. Done like a little Sakura splash to power the session. Okay, Geode. Let's go. Okay, we're just staring at each other, looking at the denizens. Oh, sorry, I was off in my own little world. Shall we get started? So what will you say? Are you alright, Geode? I cannot read that. Took my glasses off. We'll clean them. 1 second. Me? I'm well enough, given the circumstances. And, it was the Queen's fondest wish that her subjects remained shielded from the horrors of death. And so they were, for the longest time. Then, the moment mortality once again became an unavoidable fact of life, they are greeted with an outbreak of bloody violence. Many are bound to give the endless alternative serious consideration. Indeed, and I do not blame them for that. It is only natural that such thoughts should come to mind. What I cannot forgive is the way that Calyx wields fear and misery to manipulate the people into making that choice. No one, not Calyx nor anyone else, should dictate how we cope with the specter of death. As one who lived as an Alexandrian, I wish to put the choices for this country's future back in the hands of its citizens. And do you think we can handle that responsibility after everything you've seen of us? It is what I've seen that has convinced me you can. I awoke 4 centuries later to find our people living and laughing beneath Alexandria's banner. Though surprised and bewildered, I was overjoyed to see it so. You all deserve to be happy. I share Geode's concern here, though. I'll be completely honest. Well then, we'd best not let you down. Now, I suggest we move as a group. We don't know if or when a battle might find us. Oh, I believe someone came prepared for just such an eventuality. Is that the Grimoire? Well, okay, I can never say that word. Good grief. Is that the Grimoire you received from the old castle? Yes, my parents gifted it to me when I was a child. They were adamant that I should learn to project the things that are important to me. Or protect, not project, protect. I was fortunate enough to have a tutor in the arcane arts, so I lay claim to some small measure of skill. If that's the case, it might be better if we split into 2 groups after all. It would certainly be more efficient for information gathering. I guess that makes sense. The two of you could take the west side of the recreation zone then. Ray and I will take the east. I get the feel we're about to be learning a good bit more about Geode. Yep, very well. We shall end up patrolling the plaza just past Trueview and await you there. Okay, so they're putting both the melee together and both the casters together. I'm not so sure that's a good idea, but okie dokie. Geode? Let's go do the rounds then. We'll see what's what and chat to people we meet along the way. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Hopefully they will earn us a tidbit or two we didn't know before. Oh god, we're doing escorts. Require more. In certain duties require that one or more NPCs accompany you in order to proceed. Oh, why is it giving me a tutorial on that? Okay. Let's see where all our spots are. Okay. Let's see first here. Ah, the memories. I used to drink around here all the time. I made sure not to overdo it when I had to work the next day, but once we were past the busy season, or when the ladies weren't amenable to my company, well, you'd have to scrape me off the street outside of the morning, or afternoon. The worst I ever got was on what should have been the worst day of my life, if only I could remember it. I was still wearing a regulator back then. It was also the day I first met Shale, although I guarantee she's forgotten it completely. Interesting. A somber Lalafell, unless. Are the Centuries and Airwheelers safe to be around now? I just know it's going to happen again, and maybe next time I'll be the one who dies in a horrible accident. I need a Neo-regulator, but coming in this is the only way. Even Queen's Fiend said so. I still want to freaking, or Calyx. A grieving citizen with a regulator. You want to hear my story? Well, I appreciate you offering a sympathetic ear. There's not much to tell. If you must know, a good friend of mine died when those machines went crazy. His airwheeler dropped right out of the sky, and he didn't survive the crash. Damned fool wasn't wearing a regulator. I know that's not so strange these days, but he never bothered with one. He was at peace with the idea of dying someday, and I thought I understood what that meant until it happened. So, basically, death is a foreign concept to these people. Like, this is the entire picture that's being painted here. What has me in such a fine mood, you ask? Well, I've just been registered my new regulator. I was leery of becoming nothing but memories at first, but now that I've gone through with the registration, I've never felt more at ease. Also, once it was done, the regulator displayed the current numbers. Of the 5,000 slots available, over 3,800 have already been filled. So, if you're still hesitant, you've not much time to make your mind up. Mark my words, friend, there's only a few slots left. It's going to get very ugly. Ray, a word please? I feel like there was a new factor in these stories we've heard, one we hadn't considered during our discussion with everyone in the background. The fact nearly 4,000 people have been registered is worthy of its own report, but are you sure there wasn't anything else? the fact that the only victims have been without regulators. The vast majority of residents have always worn regulators, so it's not a detail where we normally think about. With the supply of souls cut off, though, more and more people have been going without them. We need to look into the casualties from the recent attacks and check whether or not they were equipped with regulators. Let's ask around on the street over to the east. It was pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe we'll find eyewitnesses who can help us confirm if this was a pattern or not. Over to the east, which means... Okay, and we're gonna let her automate the walk for a little bit. There we go. Why did it stop there? Well, so far I'm not really enthused with the Dawn Trail story. I am absolutely adoring the aesthetic of Solution 9. Like, this is... Like, aesthetically, this is my favorite zone. It was once my job to deliver goods by hover cargo. That's why I know a fair number of names and faces throughout the city. The little ones who jumped for joy when I brought them packages, the old lady who'd always greet me with a smile. I'd hate for anything bad to happen to them. If we're not careful, something might. And I do need to pick that up and actually get to the next phase. Century. Hello, how are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. You would not have seen anything to the access code. Citywide casualty data unavailable. Government officials are currently processing reports from all affected zones. Can you narrow it down to the recreation zone then? You must have some estimates on hand. Recalibrating parameters. Injured, 87 individuals. Casualties, 19 individuals. Casualties equipped with regulators, 0. Oh, bugger. That's not very good. What's wrong with that feller? Looks like someone's gotten themselves lost. Oi, you there? Yes, what is it? Get yourself over here, we'll sort you out. No, thank you. I'm scared him off. Clearly got the wrong end of the stick. Interesting. Unsettled sedition worker. Oh god, we're talking to the janitor. You wish to know if the people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators? I'm sorry, but I was assigned to clearing away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present by the time I arrived, so I assumed ushers had already done their work. Anything else worthy of mention? Ray, I think it's time we rejoined Krylan's fiend. I was half joking with my boast to Shale, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. We should share our findings and keep pursuing this avenue of inquiry. Didn't Kryl say to meet them in the plaza just outside of Treeview? Let's get going. Aye, I agree. Yeah. But anyway, like I was saying before chiming in on the or with the quest, I think Dawn Trail is. I would say it's more on the level of Stormblood for being kind of a slow start, but getting better in the patches. I think some of the characters really need to rework. That's the best way I can put it. Like, some of the stories are like with the characters is okay. Other characters have just been like just very badly written. We finished that patrol as well. Did it not seem that more people wanted the regulators than before? That was more than that, Speed. More than that, Cryo. So, essentially, you're saying that the people who were killed by malfunctioning machines weren't wearing regulators? Well, the numbers are still tentative, and that only applies to that one zone. We don't know how they'll stack up against the overall data, but it is more than a coincidence. I think it's safe to say that anyone who had removed the regulator was a priority target. Now that you mention it, the person I was treating for injuries wasn't wearing one either. But why? Why are they being targeted over everyone else? Because they're mortal. Based solely on the lack of a neo-regulator, we cannot judge if a person has no desire to become an endless, or if they simply fail to acquire one of the limited devices. But those who wear no regulator at all, they have clearly rejected the old system of using souls to revive themselves. Put another way, they have chosen to live their lives in the knowledge that death is an inevitability. The chances that such resolute people would wish to become endless are far lower, I would imagine. And so Calyx has chosen those least likely to accept his vision as victims to stoke fear and panic. But there was no need to kill anyone! With the way things were, the people were already fearful enough. He could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness. Unless he knows about the original Sphinx and wants to cause her pain and suffering. You make a good point. Perhaps the sowing of terror is in service to another scheme. Or he had some other need for the lives he's taken. Remember the dust? What about that? Right, the sanitation worker's story. She saw no bodies, but mentioned piles of white dust. Dust, but no bodies? No, where have I heard that before? Do you recall when we went to save Aaronville, or from the Centuries, and we're in the outskirts? That Usher used Malachite, or that Usher Malachite told us much the same thing. Oh, I'd actually forgotten about this point. When I arrived, I found nobody, only a pile of dust which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it. That both stories speak of missing remains is suspicious enough, but the shared mention of this dust is too much to ignore. You don't say. In that case, we should confirm if this substance was present at other sites and attempt to ascertain its nature. Following this thread may lead us not only to an explanation for the missing bodies, but also the intent behind Calyx's murderous actions. Conversion into dust. Maybe they're being downloaded. Right here. Ray, we need your help. I've lost control over the soldiers in the residential area. They might be trying to hurt people again. Oblivion members are on their way now, but are you close enough to join on them? On my way. I'll get there as soon as I can. We have a situation. Damn it! A new investigation has to wait. Let's go. Ooh, ow. I think he needs a reboot.
Stay back! Stay away from me! Leave him alone.
I think it needs a reboot. Like if someone turn it off and on again.
Are you all right?
What happened here?
A sentry walked into my apartment, even though I'd locked the door and everything. I managed to run, but the man who tried to save me.
Oh, bugger.
No weapons, which is to be expected, considering all the sentries were meant to be disarmed. Yet it was ordered to attack all the same, even if that meant using its bare hands.
I'll leave
Interesting.
matters here to you. I'm going to do a sweep of the surrounding area.
I get the feeling we're about to be in combat.
Do you know anyone else in this sector who no longer wears a regulator?
Oh, I don't think I've seen Isadora and her boy with theirs recently.
Oh no. Quit.
Go for them, quickly!
Quit standing around and get a move on. Ooh, she is well armed. But even a gunblade's only got so much ammo.
I'll be fine. But Isadora's in bad shape. Mother, please.
Oh no.
Isadora!
Oh no, oh no. This is not good. This is not good.
Oh, thank goodness. She wasn't struck anywhere vital.
Oh, whew. That's lucky. Normally that means the character's donezo.
Sorry. If only I'd gotten here sooner.
Oh yeah, Cowboy. Like, you did good. You did good, kid.
Everything will be all right. I promise to make your mother better.
Oh no, he figured it out.
Thank you, miss.
Oh, he's already figured it out.
Will she sleep like that forever?
God, I hope not.
No, not forever. She'll wake soon, I'm sure of it.
That's good to hear. Thank you for saving her.
I'm kind of wondering though, what is in it for Calyx to target people who are not wearing regulators? Is he trying to take them completely out of the pool? Or is he just trying to basically use it to sell his product? It would be the first corrupt corpo type. Promise of tomorrow. Yep. Oh. Speak with Crown you to accompany you. Okay. Oh, we did that. Okay, sorry about that. Right. She should recover in due course. I'm glad we arrived when we did. My loss? When I was sick and couldn't move, my mother was always at my side, always keeping me company. And I'm going to do the same for her. Bucket of bolts, you bloody clanker. Miss Bean? Oh, right. It's Wayakawa. God, I cannot pronounce that name. Forgive me, I was reckless. You shouldn't have to waste time tending to my wounds as well. Did you see our other comrade back there? He stayed behind the lobby, but I heard the sounds of fighting. I'm sorry, but he must have fallen protecting the residents. Wayakawa is fearful for her comrade. Comrade, do you think he might have been struck down? If he's wounded or worse, I should go to him. Wait, please. Isn't it safe? It isn't safe and you still need rest. Would you stay with Milos and watch over Isadora for me? We will tend to your friend. Thank you. Please be careful yourself. I don't like this ominous music. Like, this ominous music just screams that something bad's about to happen. Why is this happening? That man, this is awful. That music just screams something bad's about to happen. Isadora is going to be alright then. I'm so glad. I've just finished my ministrations here. Our Oblivion comrade was beyond saving, I'm afraid. brave soul. He gave his life to save another. He died protecting me. I don't understand why any of this is happening. That century was behaving normally like any other. Then all of a sudden it tried to kill me. Weapons or no, Calyx commanded them to commit murder. Is it over? We'd keep as soon as Wayakabe sent word. I'm sorry, by the time we arrived it was too late. Then Geode could be in trouble too. Once we have this radius locked down, we need to find him. But why? Has something happened? Possibly. We're not sure what, but he has stopped responding to our communique. Oh, bugger. We need to prioritize securing the residential sector though, at least until we regain control over the centuries. And then we should search for Geode. I agree. Since most Oblivion members have sworn off regulators, if our theory holds true, then they could be prime targets for the next attack. Please do what you can to shepherd residents to safety, but avoid the centuries at all costs. I think that's probably pretty sound advice. Oh, thanks. Here, take these communicators. We've made modifications to the prevent Calyx from intercepting the signal, and have been using them to coordinate movements with allies in the vicinity. Bayakawa is one too, so I'll ask her to keep healing Geode. Good luck, but stay safe. Geode said he would sweep the surrounding area, so he shouldn't have ventured too far. Let's get going. Oh, bugger. Please, Geode, be safe. Wayward child, out here? You see no sign of Geode. Perhaps you should search further to the east. Like, this music just screams bad tidings. Let's search the apartments first. You see no sign of Geode. Wayakabe's voice cracks from the communicator. Geode, answer me. There's no response. Perhaps you continue to search further to the east. Hi Vector, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Hope you've had an awesome day. Ooh. I don't know what kind of cola this is, but I want one. So, God, this, like, I can feel this music and just, like, the ominous vibe. Like, I'm waiting for a combat encounter to happen now. My day was, it was a mixed bag. Had to get 2 new tires. That was a $180 bill I did not want. So, but I got my 4-wheeler working a little bit better, so that is the plus side for the day, and everything is stable on the new operating system. So you see no sign of Geode. Neighboring residential radius would be the next logical place to look. Oh, cutscene. Oh, he is definitely being targeted.
This is the only place left. Let them be safe.
Geode, are you there? Answer me, please.
Oh, he finally answered. Yep. Yeah, ain't that the truth, Vector? And today was definitely the description of a mixed bag. But on the bright note, I'll definitely be back in the office tomorrow, and I'll have time to finish the applications for the Minecraft server. Because my God, we've got so that blew up way bigger than I thought it would. Like it's the good kind of problem, but it's still a problem. I mean, 230 applicants at this point, and probably more now.
I'm here. Sorry for the long silence. I've been busy.
Oh, you're alive. Thank the gods. Where are you now?
The radius next door. The lobby is secure.
Uh-oh.
I'll scout the second floor. Then I'll join you.
Uh-oh. What the frick? The sentries are downloading them?
That dust.
Dust? What are you talking about? What's happening?
Oh no. So their ether
They're
is
not just
literally being
collecting
downloaded.
souls. They're draining the bodies of corporeal ether. The dust that we saw was all that was left of the victims. They must have modified the soul cells.
Oh no. This is not good. Oh no. An elderly guy.
Shit.
There's another one. Oh, frick. Quick reloading.
You can't be here. You need to run now.
Oh no. Oh crap.
A trap.
Oh frick. That is really not good. He's about to get freaking mugged. Unless he's really good at a hand-to-hand combat, he's about to get murderlated, I think.
Take care of the others, eh?
Oh no. No. We better get there in time to save his ass. I want to yell at him for being that stupid.
No sign of him so far. This way, maybe?
Come on. Oh, wait, okay. Pass the info.
Geode!
Geode's probably gone. Yep, he's gone. He he is toast.
A shame. I had hoped to leave here with at least one more cell's worth of ether. But seeing how eager you are to interfere, I shall cut this foray short.
I want to punch him square in the face. So bad.
Calyx. What could you possibly stand to gain from these atrocities?
God, I want to punch him so
Ether
bad.
Sufficient to generate 5,000 endless. How would you acquire it?
How would I?
Until I have the key, the reflections are closed to me. Thus do I make do with the sources at hand.
This disgusting
7%
bastard.
of Alexandria's current population will yield the energy to convert 5,000 into endless. With 11%, operations could continue unabated for 800 years.
So basically, he's killing people to get energy.
Our bodies are fated to decay sooner or later. These ones refuse the gift of eternal life, so what difference does it make if I return them to ether now?
That heartless bastard.
I will not waste time and resources on meaningless conflict. This unit cannot offer you worthwhile resistance. Instead, I pose a question. Would you hand over the key if I promise to halt my harvest?
But you're not gonna halt the harvest. We know this. Yeah, that's just sort of, it would only seek other victims. Like that is pretty obvious here.
It was foolish of me to even ask.
God, I hate this guy so much.
I return to my work then. There is much to do if I must take the key by force.
I want to punch him in the freaking face so bad. Ah! Send Geode's ether in every sense of the word in that soul cell. So at least he died trying to make a difference. But, I can't. There are no words. Sphene, we have to get moving. We can't stay here as much as we want to. This pile of dust. These ashes. The soul cell he left behind, was that his twisted way of returning Geo to us? Damn you, Calyx! Damn you and your careless cruelty! He was our friend. Even so, some might say every death was justified if it meant 5,000 endless could continue their mortal lives. And if a reflection stolen ether allowed for many more endless, that too would be a noble sacrifice for the greater good. Who could think that? Calyx, obviously. Not I. Certainly not I. We know only too well there is naught noble in this sacrifice. I want to punch Calyx. Like, let me at him. We have to stop him. We have to find Calyx and put an end to this madness as soon as possible. And under no circumstance can we let the key fall into his possession, right? It falls to us. We will thwart his plans here in Alexandria before he can terrorize innocents in the reflections elsewhere. Agreed. Ooh, I cannot wait to freaking swipe my scythe into Calyx. I will hold onto Geode's gun. If you could take the soul cell, please. Quick, oh, it's 11s, not 12s. Damn. Though gripped by sadness, Sphene spurs herself to action. We should return to the back room. Shale and the others need to know what happened. Yes, I'll ask Wayakewe to meet us there as well. God, I think I'm finally figuring out how to pronounce that name. But, oh, like, Calyx was a jerk even when we first met him. I am convinced now he is just, like, he's just beyond redemption. God, I feel bad for YKY. Sam, I was curious though, why did he give us the soul cell that's obviously been modified?
The soldiers. If only I'd been able to control them.
Don't beat yourself up,
This isn't your
Galuja.
fault, Galuja. The blame lies with Calyx, and with him alone.
I completely agree. And when
So
can I punch him?
senseless. Why force his plans upon us when we're already happy, living our lives? What does he even think life is?
He's thinking like a machine, not like a person.
I'll never forgive Calyx for doing this. Or myself for being powerless to stop him.
Nostalgia, don't even start with that nonsense.
Wait, where are you going? To clear my head. Don't worry, I won't do anything stupid.
I get the feeling you're lying. Call me crazy.
Stay here and get some rest. I'll make sure Nostalgia stays out of trouble.
Okay, that's... Why does that not look right? And I'm not running any mods because of that whole thing with Penumbra and Mare Synchros. But why does it look like the paintbrush and the gun have merged? Or am I just completely like seeing something that shouldn't be there?
Thank you.
Okay, that's just her paintbrush. Like, okay, that just looked weird to me from that angle.
Things would have been far worse if you and Geode hadn't rushed in there. Many people are still alive because of you. And after adding what you discovered to the leads we've dug up, I'm hopeful we can determine where Calyx is hiding.
And how they're doing this.
But not right now. We need time before we can move on. Just a little time.
And that may be what Calyx is banking on. Us not moving immediately on what he just handed us.
Oh, Geode.
Man, it's just... I don't even really know how to express my anger at Calyx for the nonsense here. I am told that members were tasked with keeping us at a safe return of the bodies of their comrade. They all risk so much. Aaronville, I've spoken with Clement. They've cut their meeting short to deal with the aftermath of this latest violence. Istola? I assume you know better by now, but I hope you're not planning to try anything alone. We're all here with you. Istola? Quit knowing me so well, damn it! Raha? We made a swift patrol of the other levels, and confirmed that Calyx had carried out a number of targeted attacks, all to harvest more ether, it seems. Shale? I gotta figure she's gonna be sullen for a while. I had back control of the sentries probably around the same time Calyx left. I'm sorry I couldn't stop him. They brought back Geode's gun. Its rounds were spent and its barrel was scorched, so you can be sure he went down fighting. Why, okay, why? Another comrade gone. Some days it's almost more than I can bear. Geode he was an older brother to nostalgia in me. Shale knew him longer though, and surely taking it the hardest. That's on top of what happened on the Kakwika. Do you think you could check on her, see how she's doing? She's like to put up on a brave face, if it's me or my sister. Chalet? Chalet? Hello? Apologies, my mind was elsewhere. We need to press on with the hunt for Calyx, but I can't seem to focus. I should be better than this, I know. He said he needs some time. You're right. I ought to heed my own words. As it stands, I'm of no use to anyone. Kakwika used to say the best thing to do with grief was to let it all out. So, I think I'll take myself over to Earth and Sky and say my goodbyes to Geode. Why don't you come along? I could use someone to blubber or two if you got a shoulder to spare. Right then, let's get out of Everkeep for a bit. Oh, bugger. It's a fair trek on foot, so I've arranged for a couple of airwheelers. They've had their communications modules removed, so even Calyx shouldn't be able to seize control of them. Say the word, and we'll set off. Let's get going. We're flying close to the pylon, so follow my lead. So, oh, I want these bikes. Like, these bikes are cool. For years that I've been taking one out and will return whenever I need to lighten my mood. Sometimes Geo would come along too, and we'd end up racing. Does that surprise you? Our friendship always had a competitive edge. Well, that's a good thing. We would often talk about how one day we might fly our wheels outside the dome. The Dimsdale Dimmadome. Man, these pile. Jeez. These piles are freaking huge. East Yasulani. Almost there. Be sure the ground is clear before you touch down. You act like I haven't flown before. How long have we been just hanging out in Solution now? Like years have passed in here at this point. Phew, that's helped clear my head a touch. You know, Ray, you might be the first person I've ridden with who wasn't an Oblivion recruit. As far as I remember, at least, the memories from my regulator days aren't exactly reliable. Come on, let's head inside. Hopefully the way will be clear of pests today. Okay, let's head in and I guess put Geo to literal rest. Oh, bugger. Ugh, just our luck. Man, I am so rusty on my rotation. Holy crap. Thanks. We can usually avoid such encounters, but sometimes they wander in and only block the only path. Not that it slows you down at all. I've seen you fight up close before. I've never seen you fight up close before, and the surveillance feed clearly didn't do it justice. Hopefully that keeps the route clear for a while, shall we? If it doesn't, let me know. I'll do it again. Pour one out for a comrade who can't be there.
Whenever we lost a comrade, the three of us would come back here to reminisce. Me, Geode, and Kafkiwa. Will you raise a glass?
Now, give me the mug, give me the ale.
Oh. What are the two of you doing here?
Talk about timing.
I had a feeling you'd show up. Would you like to join us?
I suppose I could spare a moment.
Come on, take a sip, nostalgia. Now, why couldn't they sit on the bench with the rest of us, honestly? They had to pull up a chair, even though we got these big freaking benches.
Oblivion's founders disappeared some decades ago under mysterious circumstances. and it was Kafkiwa who revived our organization. You and Geode helped her with that, didn't you? Tell us more about it.
Ooh.
You're keen to know too, right? What they were like back then. The mad things they got up to. That sort of thing.
Yep, tell us the tale. We got nothing but time.
Those were the days. It was actually right before the Reformation that I met Geode. I still wore a regulator then. I'd recently lost someone close to me. And also quit a long stint as an adapter to work at a bar of all places. It paid me to sit with patrons and keep them company. So Geode came in one night. It wasn't long before we got into an argument. First-time customer, but tempers flared.
Why does he look like out of Cyberpunk? Yeah, that looks like straight out of Cyberpunk what he's wearing. Like something you might see Morgan Blackhand wearing.
You got into a fist fight? What were you even arguing about?
Damned if I know. We were deep in our cups. I think we were both just frustrated and angry at everything.
I can believe it.
By the end of it, we were both sprawled out in the street. Pair of drunken fools. Then this odd machine stopped to lecture us, scolding us for obstructing the foot traffic and not taking better care of ourselves.
I can't imagine you ever being in such a sorry state.
Oh, freaking Kakiwa.
The odd machine. That was Kafkiwa, I take it.
That it was. Once she was done upbraiding us for our unseemly behavior, she launched into a recruitment pitch.
Why does it track for Kakiwa?
Kafkiwa explained that she wanted to protect the outside world from Zoralja's invasion, to keep him from bringing ruin to the place her beloved son lived. And if we were so intent on self-destruction, then perhaps we might consider risking our hides for a just cause. It was a lot to take in. I hadn't given much thought to what lay beyond the barrier, and learning that Kafkiwa herself was already dead was enough to make my head spin.
Oh.
But Geode and I were intrigued by her ideas, and wanted to see this future of hers come to pass.
So everything that's happened in Dawntrail up to this point basically was at the design of an already made endless Kakiwa. That makes sense why some of the story plots are where they are.
Geode often spoke of it. He told me that meeting Kafkiwa was what first taught him the value of remembering people.
Interesting.
Like he was sharing a holy revelation.
Oh, but back then you hadn't yet taken on Oblivion's name, had you?
Is that so? I just assumed.
It hadn't been Kafkiwa's intention to carry on Oblivion's legacy, nor adopt the cause your parents championed. Not initially, at least. She wasn't even aware such an organized resistance existed.
Until?
She did, however, suspect the presence of other dissidents. Those who objected to resurrecting the memories of the dead in defiance of the natural order. In the hopes of identifying like-minded comrades, we began searching the core system for traces of unauthorized access. And that's how we found it. An anomalous sector in the back of the Neon Stein. According to Melancholy, the door to that mystery had remained firmly shut since she took over the business.
Interesting.
The back room.
Basically, where
The back room. We forced our way in, only to discover that the hideout had long been abandoned.
Until it became theirs.
Although the occupants were gone, the equipment they'd left behind contained records of a group calling itself Oblivion. After reading through their exploits and their vision for the future, we made the decision to carry on their work.
And so, Oblivion 2.0 was born.
Thus were my parents' and Kafkiwa's hopes bound together.
And carried onward by Shale and Geode.
We could never have made it this far on our own, of course. Not without the strength of arms you and your friends provided.
Hey, we're just hired muscle. This is what we do.
Losing comrades is a hard thing, but being here, thinking back on the moments we shared.
It's actually a good thing. It was actually a good thing in some ways.
I could see their smiles, hear their laughter. I feel their presence, and I know they're still with us.
Yep, just in a new form. Except we know where Geode is. He's actually in a freaking soul
These
canister.
memories of mine are for me alone. Reminders of why I chose to do this. And why I'll stay the course.
Keep doing what you do, the way you do it, how you do it.
Right. Time we got back to work. Thank you, everyone.
And I still haven't drunk my Stein. Come on, let me drink the Stein.
No, it's me who should be thanking you. Though the pain is still deep, I don't feel like I'm drowning in it anymore. Let's get out there and put a stop to Calyx. For you, for me, and for everyone who's ever believed in Oblivion.
I love a crowd standing up there just hopping off the chair. The chair is actually taller than she is. Like, that is insane. Okay, Shale. I appreciate you helping me through this. And not only the grief, you've helped me see that my comrades mean more to me than I realized. Which only fuels my determination. I'll be spending every waking moment working to bring Calyx to account for his crimes. I'll do my part, and you do yours. Oblivion needs you. It's a hell of a recruitment pitch. A darkness that Shale steals a heart for the work ahead. It's time I went back to locating Calyx's lair. I have a new strategy in mind, but it remains to be seen if it will let aid in narrowing down the possibilities. I'll ask Cryle for help. I want her to re-examine the data, starting with that of her parents. After all, they were the first to break away from preservation and establish an organized resistance with Oblivion. There must be something in there that can point us in the right direction. What are your plans, Ray? Moshi? Ray? Is that you? Apologies for calling suddenly. I've been making rounds on the outskirts, and I cannot but feel as if something is amiss. Might I ask you to join me? Your perspective would be most appreciated. You can wait till you finish attending to Shale, of course. Yeah, it seems your plans have been decided for you. Go on, have others to speak with before I return to the back rooms. As long as memories remain, this wound in my heart will never fully heal, but it might be better that way. Feel something, even pain, is to remember that they lived. To know that I am still alive. Damn it, I hate it when they're right like that. Why does this sound so perfect for Yasulani? UP's Halo? God, I'm never going to pronounce half these names correctly. FFXIV Ward, the outskirts. Miss Steen? Ray, thank you for coming. As I mentioned, I would benefit from your worldly experience. Oh, bugger. Perhaps it's my imagination, but the townspeople appear to be acting oddly. That is, even considering the current state of affairs. As I am yet unfamiliar with the outskirts, I thought you might be better to judge if their behavior is unusual or not. Would you speak with them and see what you think? Though I hope to be proven wrong, I fear something is not right here. Very well. Oh, please tell me you brought more neo-regulators. Officially, they've all been handed out already, but I've heard rumors there were a few left over. Surely the government still has them, or perhaps Queen's Fiend? I may not look it, but I was a hunter once. Back then, I hardly gave death a second thought. But now that I know the truth, it's all I can think about. There has to be a way to hold on. There has to. I think Alex has officially announced all the regulators have been taken up, and the fights are about to start breaking out. I do not like this. I do not like this at all. Oh, the red hair gets me. Oh, I'm sorry. You're not wearing a regulator. Don't you know the end is coming? Well, it's your life to lose. Me, I got myself one of those neo-regulators and registered a little while ago. As soon as I did, a display appeared showing the number of registered users, and right now it's sitting at 4,168. The upper limit was 5,000, wasn't it? It seems the total was shot up right after those machine malfunctions. It's only a matter of time before everyone's registered. I pity those who weren't chosen, but I'm going to be an endless. I'm going to evolve and live happily ever after. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Oh my god, for a second there, I honest to God thought this guy was named Propane. Like, is this really Hank Hill in Yasulani? Greetings, I remember you when you visited with Queen's Fiend. Come to check on our well-being, have you? Well, I can say things are rather stressful out here as well. Without knowing if or when our machinery might turn murderous, the specter of death is ever present. People are terrified, and the clamor for neo-regulators has reached a fever pitch. I personally was fortunate to have claimed a new device early on, and have long since completed the registration. Death has no hold over me now. Now I must begin my prayers. The darkness draws closer, grows deeper, and we must cast it out. Yeah, that is odd. Even for the outskirts, that is very weird. So So, what do you think? Was I right to worry? Yes, that is exactly it. The people are overwhelmed by uncertainty and fear, and with each new registration, the fear inside them grows more insistent. How long until it drives them into a full-blown panic? Oh, go ahead. Ray, can you come to resolution? We have a problem. I'm already here with Lamati and Athena. No, we need to get to resolution quick. Sounds like she wants to stay in a hurry. We should go. Yeah, we need to get out of there, like, quick. This is not good. Not good at all.
What's happened? Sorry to drag you out here, but I thought it best you see for yourself.
Death is your constant companion.
Oh no.
Though you toil with diligence, death may come ere your reward is bestowed. Though your grand works be poised for completion, death may come ere you wake the following morn.
Oh no.
Though you enjoy a life of peace and good fortune, death needs but one instant to claim you. Your bodies are weak. Your heart, your brain, every fragile organ rolls the dice from moment to moment. Sheer chance deciding if they function or fail.
What? Calyx is an asshole for doing this.
Be you stoic or generous or righteous, no virtues tip the scales in that fatal reckoning. The choice is made without reason. The end is cloaked in terror. That is what it means to die.
I disagree entirely with that statement. God, like fuck Calyx. I hate that guy now. Like 100%.
It began after we finished our meeting with Gossen. As for its source, well,
Calyx.
There is no shame in being afraid. It is that very fear which will drive you to conquer death. Let us set a new course for mankind. Let us preserve our existence unto perpetuity.
That's like even that is going to have an end.
Wish for it. Pray for it. We will become endless. With evolution's brilliance, will we banish the ever-present darkness of mortality.
Like even like
change isn't easy. No one ever wants to take the first step. But this is the right path for us. What other way could there be? I'm gonna do it. I'm going to register.
Vtuber. You couldn't have come at a better time. Please, you have to let us move to Tuliolal.
It's too dangerous to stay here. Who knows when the next century will turn on us?
oh, I like that get-up there. This one's got good taste in get-ups.
Even if we wanted to become endless, there are no more neo-regulators to be had. Fleeing is our only option.
Yeah, we need to get them out of here like quick.
If the solution was as simple as leaving, then we'd all have left already. Did you not hear the announcement? For the living, death is a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, it's part of life.
No matter where we go, or who we shelter with, we won't get another chance like this to overcome our fate.
Easy for you to say when you have that regulator.
Oh boy, this is the fights we were fearing. Like, they are brimming.
The Landscar are on their way as we speak, and arrangements have been made to see that you all will be safely evacuated. Tulisiola will aid you in whatever way we can. So please, remain calm.
Finally, an actual real character moment for
I want
Lamont.
to help Alexandria. I want to save its people.
You're gonna have to step up and be a queen, Sphene.
What can I do? I am not their queen.
Bullshit. So just because you were adapted for a few centuries doesn't mean you're any less of a leader. Like... First, those deadly malfunctions and now a citywide announcement. He has spent considerable effort recruiting his 5,000 endless, perhaps more than necessary even. We had the hope as we descended on Lamati or dispersed for now. We could see tempers in the crowd or starting to fray. This latest wave of attacks may not have been as widespread, but people are reaching their breaking point. We have to stop Calyx, and soon. My apologies. The sign is not responding to any of our attempts to change display or switch it off. I'm sorry, I couldn't be there in time. Kyle told me everything that happened while we were away. Yeah, you had your own stuff to take care of. Verifying registration number. Verification complete. Welcome guest to Queen Sphene. This is resolution. Calyx has access to the core system, which means that if he chose to do so, he could deploy soldiers beyond the barrier. Even if our people learn to live with death and decide to leave the dome behind, they will not be beyond his reach. Yet, if it serves to allay their fears even a little, I beg you, Lamont, please let them shelter in Duliola. We will welcome any and all who want to come. We've already begun evacuations and we'll be able to pick up the pace once the Lands Gods arrive. In which case, we had best spread out and keep an eye on the crowds. The mood is tense and we must prepare for possible violence. If you happen to determine where Calyx is hiding, though, we'll be ready to move at a moment's notice. Surely we'll find a clue of some kind soon. He can't elude us forever. Oh god, I hope not. Violence and fear. This is not the future she envisioned for her nation. Okay, I get the feeling we're coming up on a dungeon. Call it a gut feeling. I'm gonna look up the MSQ. Let's also see how far in MSQ we actually are here, because like, it has been like you've had several quests, and I can't imagine we're probably around halfway if I was to guess. Preservation is their purpose. Okay, so we are about halfway, so I think we'll probably finish up this segment and then call it a night and then do part 2 tomorrow. Lamati assesses her surroundings with grim determination. Duliola would gladly welcome every last Alexandrian with open arms. But what of the nation of the late Queen was so desperate to preserve? What of that bright haven of peace and laughter? Lamont. I won't stand here and let her legacy be sullied any further. I will protect Alexandria. That was the promise I made to her at the last. But she betrayed you, did she not? Why do you feel this obligation? I saw myself in her, I suppose. We both felt the people's joy as our own, yet alone we lacked the strength to protect them. There is so much that I love in this world. Too much for me to take in my arms and keep safe. And that made me feel afraid. I needed someone who shared that love and fear, so together we could do what we couldn't by ourselves. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe I just wish that we could have been friends. So when she turned to me in her final hour, desperate to safeguard Alexandria's future, I swore that I would see it done. In the end, I think you both found the friend you needed. I would be yours as well, sweet. Whenever you fall or struggle to rise, I'll come running to the rescue, and you'll do the same for me. That's how we'll protect things we love, and that's how we'll protect Alexandria. You're right. You're right. And don't forget about me. How could we? We'd not be where we are now without you. Right, we got a bit sidetracked there. We should probably be on our way. Do we patrol or see if Shale needs a hand? There you all are. Speaking of the devil, Golulja. Ah, splendid. We were afraid we'd miss you. Eorzea and the others said you were here. Good news, Ray. We finally found a chink in Calic's armor. We discovered laboratories on Everkeep's 10th level that once housed a preservation initiative. Containment Complex 10-29er. It's called, and has been falsely registered, as a distribution center. In reality, it hasn't recorded any traffic in decades. We don't think it's where Calic's is hiding as such, but it may well contain clues that will point us in the right direction. I'm sorry it took so long to get this far. If you're interested, what do you say we all go and check it out together? Let's go! Thank you for all your hard work. This is a huge step forward. And up, we need to take the lift to get to the complex. I've cleared this expedition with the relevant authorities and have one of our people waiting on the waiting to operate the lift. Let's not keep it waiting. I agree, let's get going. Oh. Okay, so we're actually to the right one. The truck, it's outside, like out that direction. That's where it is. It ran somebody over, so they kind of banned it. Shale made me her assistant. She was teaching me the basics of data management. It sounds like Golulja played a big part in his breakthrough. I'll be sure to treat him to a fine feast once this is all over. I'll share the method we used to find the containment complex once we're inside. It wasn't actually all that different to the story of how we stumbled across the back room. Preservation laboratories. I shudder to think of what they were researching, but this is no time to be squeamish. Not that they got isekai'd, more like they got moited. Yeah, the bad guy was basically taking over machines and like doing a cyberpunk thing, you know, where it's like drive over someone. That's kind of what was happening. An institute on preservation scale would have had many such facilities in the city, yet I cannot help but wonder if this one is where my parents worked. We'll probably get some clues. Attendant? Ready to head up? Next stop, 10th level. You know, you might be right, because they were murdering these people just to kind of harvest their ether. So maybe you're right. Maybe they have been isekai. Now, though, I think they might not have liked how it happened, but details. Ooh.
So this is one of Preservation's laboratories.
But isn't Final Fantasy XIV kind of like an anime already? So it would be getting isekai from one anime to another anime? Is it one of Preservation's laboratories?
It's so dark, I can barely see.
Can it look?
Just a moment. If I can reroute the power to the circuit.
Ooh,
You got the lights working.
More than that, it looks like. Power's up in general.
Smell how stale the air is. This room hasn't been in use for many years.
You can say that
It's
again.
thanks to Kryl and Galulja that we managed to locate this place.
You may remember that my earring contained the control code for the gate to the Golden City. As it was Preservation that constructed the portal, we reasoned that the code to operate it might include a signature of some sort, unique to their organization.
So I took a closer look, and a line-by-line examination yielded a string of symbols identifying the code's author.
And that's what led
We
here.
then began accessing the nodes for every door in Everkeep, seeking out control codes which contained those same symbols. After a grueling search, we finally discovered our prize behind door number 1860, the entrance to the facility in which we now stand. I'd probably still be at it if Galulja hadn't been around to assist me.
I took breaks, but Shale never stopped working. Not even once.
No, sounds like you need one of your tonics.
Those concoctions would probably do me more harm than good, but I appreciate the sentiment. In any case,
I'd want to
this
give her
next
coffee
part
instead.
will require your helping hands.
We need to spread out and search for something that may lead us to Calyx.
No coffee? Dang
We're
it.
more than happy to help, of course. But I wonder, won't he realize we've found this place?
I think he wanted us to find it. That's my bet.
It's highly likely, and personally I hope he does.
I think he's already locked us in. That's what I'm betting. So, you all know our main objective. We're here to pick up Calyx's trail. And I've learned of a certain device that should help us do just that. I'll explain how as we proceed, but according to the information I was able to dredge up, the device in question should have been installed in the director's office. Now, as for where that might be, yes, this map matches my data. The room we are in is the Researcher's Commons, located in the western side of the complex. The director's office is to the northeast of here. So we should cut across the circular chamber in the middle, yes? Yes, we should, but... Fortunately for us, the interior door is locked. We'll need a security key with the appropriate clearance to open it. Judging by the mechanism, it's probably a card of some kind. Can't you, work some electro magic? I don't think that's how this works, boy. I'll try my best, but this type of lock is well before my time. It may take a while to crack it. And in any case, I can't. You might want to look around and see if anyone's left a security card behind. Considering the state of this place, it does seem like they abandoned it in some haste. I wouldn't be surprised if we found one. Very well, let's get to searching, shall we? Oh, crikey. I expect we'll have the most luck looking where the researchers kept their personal belongings. Great, so we gotta rummage through their things. You begin searching Containment Complex 1029. Close cooperation will be necessary to overcome the obstacles barring your path forward. Helpful hands will appear in a different color. Pay close attention to the information provided by your comrades should you find yourself unable to proceed. And look, so far this bit had nothing in it at all. Small shelving unit holds some office supplies and little else of note. Abandoned paperwork. A few documents in an untidy stack atop the desk. You find no security cards hidden. These shelves are almost entirely bare, but I'll examine the files just to be sure. We're diving in the Windows recycling bin. You scan the bin's interior, hoping to find something card-shaped, but it appears to be empty. Just rubbish. Nothing in there, then. You have personal belongings in this day and age. Appears the only desk with the drawers already open. You can tell at a glance that the desk former owner has left some things behind. Rummage through the desk. You discover a card-shaped object. The electric surface is marked with a bold level 1. I got something. Oh, can that be what we're looking for? Try it on the door, see if it opens. Beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop beep. The arcane circuit's here, decades old. I'll keep at it, but security guard might be the only way we're getting past lock anytime soon. Yeah, lockpicking is a skill I think you should probably have, Shale. A scanning device to the card-shaped object you hold looks to be a similar size to the scanner panel. Beep. Card-shaped next to the scanner. It's open. You did it, Ray. And a good thing, too. I was getting nowhere with that outdated circuit. I'm curious, though. Why would they abandon a facility like this? It was run by a Director Demetrius, or so the terminal told me. Perhaps there are more answers to be had once we venture further inside. Then let's continue onwards. The door to the Director's office is across the central hub. I get the feeling it's not going to be straightforward. We're going to have to go through office to office to office to find this guy's key card to open his office, I bet. I bet this is level 5 at a minimum. Another electro punch you try this new card again. It's supposed to be the door to the right hub, to go try it. So every we access from this hub. Going by the room labels on that map, we haven't entered any of the actual labs yet. Not a single soul here besides us. I bet this won't work. The scanner beeps in disapproval. Beep boop. No good? Maybe we need a different card. You don't say. Yes, scanner is demanding a level 3 security clearance to open the lock. As much as the delay chafes me, we'll just have to go through the nearby rooms and hope we stumble upon the card we need. Let's start searching the proto lab. The door's already open, at least. I'll find a way to the other two, Shale. I'm sure of it. I don't like where this is going. Like, we're gonna get trapped in here. So she feeds into a soul cell. I'm reminded of my imprisonment by the Empire. Surely this device wasn't made to hold people. Please excuse my impatience. The means of attracting Calyx are closed and I'm itching to get my hands on them. I took through the state hub and found a journal. I'll read it to you. The results of experiment 158 showed a marked improvement in ether extraction rates. At least we have achieved the target value set by Master Calyx. Though I will become endless as per our ascendancy protocols, I will preserve this historic number along with a few remaining worldly effects. Extraction 158. Why does that sound so cold? These notes seem to be about the research they did in here. Let's take a look. Experiment 148 submitting interference candidate 201-930 to be considered for efficiency procedure review. Experiment 158 max value 11509 recorded. Comparative study to be included in the report. Alright then. And one more experiment 163, a new proposal produced a result of 9834, decreased value verified. I don't know what any of this means, but maybe we'll see later on. Okay, this room is set up. Canister looks to be a soul cell. This be where they conducted experiments to create endless? But we could probably spend days investigating this complex. Finding a way to the direction must take precedence. Speaking of which, Gulidra mentioned a locker room in the corner that you couldn't open. Should we take a look? There's a press confirm key. Okay, so let's see. Event. So we can rule out 201-930, but 11509 and 9834 might be it. I think it's 11509. Aha! That pops up, you discover a level 2 security card. So we're making progress. Hey, you got the locker open. And you found another security card. Why does it say level 2? We need level 3, didn't we? Yes, but it should still open more doors for us to explore. You did well, Ray. These preservation members led to such surprisingly normal lives. Leaving notes, losing that cards. I guess I imagine they'd be more, what's the word? Bloodless? Mechanical? My parents were once part of preservation, if you'll recall. It would seem the researchers who agree with Calyx and his philosophy underwent conversion to endless entities. But I assume those who could not or would not eventually left the organization altogether. Oh, I almost forgot the researchers kept journals in the data tablets. The one I read doesn't explain much, but something big happened in the complex, and afterwards it was decided that everyone would become endless. The writer was really happy about this. You could tell how much they admired Calyx and his work. The entries ended after that, but maybe you can read more on the other tablets there. Right, let's move this investigation into another room. Well, we have the Duro Lab, or Deutero Lab, and the maintenance facilities left to search. Both are accessed via the southeast corridor. So it's back to the hub and locked door across the way, which will hopefully yield our new security card. But I'll take the old one if you like. I doubt we'll have many more use for it. And you can make a copy of it, give it to your people, I guess. That would make the most sense. Appointment of preservation. The organization was unfamiliar to me, but when the recruitment letter arrived, I had the gut feeling that this work would be far more fulfilling than any orthodox medical practice. My instincts were correct. Master Calyx's philosophy is the refined ideal of notions I had only vaguely entertained, that mankind must evolve beyond the shackles of its flesh and blood existence. I had a meeting with Director Demetrius today. I've had others praise his genius intellect, yet he seems to be a guttering candle in comparison to Master Calyx's blinding brilliance. This morning, I was permitted to access the top floor and observe the workings of living memory. As predicted, the shortage of ether required to sustain the endless is reaching critical levels, yet Queen's Fiend insists on continuing her ineffectual failing. Milala colleagues, the Lalafell, I think, included the Protolab chief, have been behaving in a decidedly suspicious manner of late. I should report my concerns to the director. From tomorrow, I have been assigned to assist with the research project from the Deutero Lab. We are scheduled to conduct a major experiment, the details of which I have been kept ignorant. It would seem prudent to back up my memory data. Reach the end of the journal entries. Backup memory data. So in other words, something went south or they all became endless in an instant at that point. What else do they have in this place? If I read that map right, it must be a lot smaller than the Ubayatawata facility. Calyx doesn't bother to show his face yet. Maybe he hasn't noticed us, or maybe he's just waiting and watching. The scanner awaits till the security card up to the panel. It seems not everyone who joined preservation became endless right away. There must have been research that required physical bodies. If there were others besides my parents who left preservation, where might they be now? So you device words silently. Beep. Yes, it opened. So where should we go first? The Deutero Lab or the facilities? Let's start with the lab. That's where the experiment happened, right? And where it all went south? Should the security card open this door as easy as the last? What is it, Gulusha? No power. That's strange, this door's not lit up like the others. Yep, it's got no power. What does the sign say? Shale, there doesn't seem to be any power here. No, not at all. It's possible the energy supply for the room was on a separate conduit. Which means there should be a contingency for opening the door. Look here, there's a sign about the consequences. In case of emergency, backup power can be rerouted from facilities. Facilities room is the other branch down the corridor. Let's see about getting it or power restored to the Vtuber lab, shall we? I get the film we get in the director's office. That's really gonna hit the fan. That's probably where Calyx is waiting on us. Oh no, it's a PlayStation controller. So we got square, circle, triangle. I'm guessing that's a fill-in for X. Look at the terminals. That means we have power in this room. The Vtuber lab must have required greater amounts of energy to operate. What kind of experiments were they conducting in here? Those are some big flashy floor tiles. I wonder what they're for. They're a PlayStation controller. What? So this room was for managing the power supply and utilities. I hope they kept security cards in here as well. Shall they? What have you got? Engaging power supply. Before we go any further, I'm gonna run a quick ad break on Twitch to kill the pre-rolls. I think we probably got about another hour left, maybe a little less. But we're gonna be right back everywhere else, and we're gonna run a quick ad break on Twitch. So get up, grab a snack, and we'll be back in about 3 to 5 minutes. Yep, we are back. Looks like the ad ended a minute ago, or roughly. That was probably about 2 minutes ago at this point. But let's continue on. No good. It's returning an error. There must be a preliminary procedure. According to this error code reference, the power supply has been interrupted for an extended period of time. We need to reconfigure both the emergency generator and the circuit control panels. Hey, Shale, that's the emergency generator over there, isn't it? Yes, by the looks of it, it's the same model as the one used in Heritage Child. But how does this send power to the other lab? Ah, I see. The energy cable attached to the base of this terminal leads down the hall directly to the Deutero lab. Which means we need a way to connect the generator to that cable. What about these patterns on the floor? Could this be the circuit we need to reconfigure? I believe you have the right of it. Use the control panels to set each of these tiles to create an unbroken path for the power to flow. Well, I wouldn't give her an instruction manual. Indeed, if you look around for any written procedures, I'll take through the generator's terminal directories. Well, that's just what to operate the generator. I can do it. I've used that type of machine before. Then would you be willing to try to reconfigure the circuit pathway? The rest of us can help by supplying Ray with whatever information might be found in the circuitry configuration. Thankfully, this is my area of real-world expertise, is knowing this kind of stuff in general, so... And now, should set this one to the diamond. Figured it out. It worked. We did it, right? The Deutero lab should be now fully powered. Well done, everyone. If I may show, can we ascertain a certain data log before moving on? I was checking the storage shelves and one of the labels caught my eye. Preservation the Early Days is the title. Of course, it'll only take me a moment to read up the content. Beep, 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 beep. Ah, looks to be a text-based account. I'll read it aloud. Preservation. An Alexandrian Institute for Technological Development was founded by Calix, an 11-year-old child prodigy. Approval for establishing the organization came during Alexandria's involvement in the Storm Surge, with Calix design for new defensive solutions funded in large part by the Treasury. As the conflict grew in intensity and casualties mounted, Calix funneled Preservation's resources toward the perfection of memory storage. Research into this field continued even after the Storm Surge came to an end, with Calix eventually electing to preserve his own memories in a virtual domain. So this accounts for before he embraced his endless existence, hundreds of years ago. I met him once before the Storm Surge began. I was attending my father, who was the reigning king of Alexandria. Calix could not have been more than 10 years of age and required constant treatment for his debilitating illness. Yet he still published theories so highly regarded that even the royal family was aware of his achievements. Life should not be lost to the injustice of death. Even now I can hear the single-minded will behind those words. So it was that when war came to our kingdom, my father was quick to commit his unwavering support to the Samba youth and his proposals for preservation. Several years later, the ensuing violence brought the death of both my parents. Overwhelmed as I was by my sudden succession to the throne, I suspect they spared me the reports on endless research and other less urgent matters. So, you had no way of knowing what kind of person Calyx was changing into. Did he change, I wonder? Perhaps he has ever been the type to value ideals over compassion, and I failed to see it at the time. Well, perhaps he did change, but is still driven by the same deeply held beliefs, that mortality is cruel and unjust, yet his role is to deliver mankind from its fate. Whatever the case, maybe we cannot allow him to shape our future. Let's press on, shall we? So basically it's a clash of wills at this point. If I've done my job correctly, the door to the Deutero lab should be accessible now. I'll give everything a once-over just to be sure. I'm so very happy I got that right. And bam, we are. Yep, the door has power now. The Zenji survived the war was in no small part thanks to the defensive measures developed by preservation. In that regard, I shall always be grateful. Everything we read in this place sings Calyx's praise. The people who worked here must have truly idolized him. Had his own body not failed him so young, would Calyx have pursued his endless project with such fervor? All good questions. Maybe he'll bait us with an answer. The energy current seems stable enough, so he should let me handle this one. Security card, if you please, and a quick prayer that a shorted wire doesn't burn me from the inside out. Perhaps we shouldn't be relying on high voltage for every little thing. Skill, speed, vitality, good. A calculated evolution. If we're at 2.5 hours, this is a good stopping point. I think this is. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 5. Yep. This is quest 6 in the chain, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more, or 5 more, including this quest. So we're gonna go ahead and call it here because I do need to start getting ready for bed. But let's see who all is available for the raid. Man, it has been a hot freaking minute since I had a planned stream, so I'm definitely glad to be breaking the rust off. Let's. Let's see. Hey, he must have just started. Let's see. We have. We're gonna go ahead and raid Pixel Kittens. Yeah, she's a great friend of the channel, and we have not actually raided in a while, so ahead and pass it over to her and call it a night on the Twitch side of things. So, and we will be back tomorrow for part 2, and hopefully, I'll hopefully finish up. If not, then we will definitely be probably recording or what we don't do and uploading it to YouTube as a separate video. But with that, we're going to go ahead and raid out. So, raid sub, raid. And with that, copy my own stuff. And with that, I will see you all next time. So good night, take care, and see you soon. Bye bye.